Hey everybody, I want to talk to you about something called the TEF, or the thermal effect of food on the metabolism. So a couple people have reached out to me today and told me that they're plateauing and they don't really understand why. And it quite simply could be the kind of foods that you're taking in. So let's talk about what the TEF stands for. It is the amount of energy that is needed to actually metabolize the foods that you're eating. So different foods, different qualities require different levels of energy to actually metabolize it. So here's an example. So if you're taking in fats, fats are easy to metabolize. The body uses about 3% of it to do so. Sugar, carbohydrates, those are like, your candy bars and your cookies. Those take about 4%. So 3 and 4%, not too much, right? Now let's talk about good quality carbohydrates in the form of fruits and vegetables, your fibrous carbohydrates. It takes 20% of the caloric value to actually metabolize that food. And your game changer, your winner, is protein. It takes up to 30% of the caloric value of protein in order for your body to metabolize and utilize it. Okay, so let's talk about an example that'll put this into some kind of understanding of how the science works for you. So let's say you eat a 100-calorie banana. You're going to net, that means you're going to actually have 80 calories left over after your body metabolizes it. Now let's take that in perspective of simple sugars. Let's say you eat a 100-calorie cookie. You're going to have 98 calories left over after your body metabolizes it. So you can see the huge difference. Now this is a small thing to look at when we're talking about one meal here and there. But if you're eating high fats and simple sugars 4 times a day, you could be potentially having an extra 20% of energy added on to your energy expenditure for the overall day. So that's why it's really important to make sure that you're eating good quality protein dense, fibrous dense meals 3 to 4 times a day. So let's go over a couple meals that will give you a good protein and fiber density that you can have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A great breakfast will be 1 egg, 6 egg whites, spinach, and some onion, and make it into a great omelet. And I did a video on that like a week ago that you can look to actually see how you make that omelet. For lunch, you want to make sure you have a good protein density, so the great way to do that is to have a tuna with fibrous apple in a salad. Now greens and vegetables and all of those, they're so low in caloric value and they're great in fiber content that you can have almost an abundance of them. So let's put 2 cans of tuna fish with a diced up apple on a big bed of greens and you've got a great fiber, protein, dense lunch. So let's go into dinner. What is the staple that I hear about all the bodybuilders and all the muscle heads and everybody out there that's like trying to put muscle on eat? Chicken and broccoli. And that is one of the best protein and fiber dense meals that you can have. Now I wouldn't say do that every day. I'm crazy enough to do it like 4 or 5 times a week, but you shouldn't. So another great option to show you that you can mix the proteins up is salmon with a baked potato. Yes, potato is fine. And yes, it is a carbohydrate complex. And yes, it does have higher caloric value. You just have to watch that moderation. Make sure you're taking in good proteins and good fibers in the form of carbs, and enjoy food. Plateaus happen, but it could be as simple as you just eating the wrong kinds of foods, making it so that your TEF is a little bit lower than it should be. You want that thermal effect to be 20 to 30% of all the foods that you take in, and that way you're burning off as much calories as possible, just metabolizing, so you can actually be succeeding with everything else you're trying to do. All right, guys, I hope this was some great information that I offered you. And please, always reach out to me at strength.power.wellness on any of the social medias. And you can even just message me and ask any questions that you have about nutrition. I love to offer advice to see everybody succeed. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.